Welcome, my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need shadow read for this full moon in October, waning to the new moon in November? I'm your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mel for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle production since 1998. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, that's me. Available on Kindle, link in the description box. The Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal, and I grew up with a Scorpio older brother. So I think I can read you all for filth if I want to, but I'm not going to. I'm going to choose the path of compassion. If you are new to my channel, a 7-card draw is nothing more than one card from 7 different decks to get you clues, tips, and hints about a specific timeline. In this case, a 2-week timeline, a waning moon timeline, from the full moon on Wednesday, October 20th, 10:57 a.m., and then waning to the new moon in Scorpio, Thursday, November 4th, 5:15 p.m. of 2021. So this is a reading about letting go, releasing the waning moon. Boop, 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 boop. If you need an audio visual, the waxing moons are boop, 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 boop. It's raised by a nursery school teacher. This is how I remember things, even at 53 years old. Yeah, I know I don't look at things. So let's try and have fun with this. Shadow work is at a maximum on the planet right now. Just remember, your personal shadow work helps everybody else through the quantum entanglement of unity consciousness, or whatever you want to call that, holographic reality. So let's get up in this gig. It is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and I do suggest you check your other signs for either more information about the timeline we are about to look at, but you know, you got several timelines going on at the same time. Could be a total other situation that you need to do some forgiving, some healing, some releasing, some alchemy from lead to gold, shadow to light, pain to peace. So let's do that. And if you would like a private reading with me, there is a link in the description box to a YouTube video I did called Booking a Reading with Mal. Now, when someone sends me an email or a Facebook message or Instagram or Twitter, and they say, how do I book a read? I would like to book a reading with you. I'm like, here, watch this. It's 13 minutes and it's a good time. I enjoyed making it, so go watch it. Other than that, all the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box, along with all those other links, Vimeo on demand and stuff. Oh, I'm teaching on Facebook, the DrawingTheCircle Productions Facebook page. There's a link for that too. But all that promo aside, which you just have to do if you want to make a living as a reader, which I am, both feet on the floor if you can, to stay grounded. Focus on your breath if you will, to stay aligned. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can through the divine, through these pieces, from the divine, through these pieces of cardboard and my intuitive skill. Oh, screw it, let's just do it. Which rhymes? Please take a deep breath. It's been a busy morning, but I'm ready to rock and roll. One more. There we go. Just find that split second of stillness as I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, general assembly, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, the spirit animals and totems, as well as the pantheon of all pantheons. For the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, the most important card in this starts with the Caroline Myss archetype deck. What is the dominant archetype, the soul power they are developing over this waning moon? The shadow work indicated here, the 8th chakra thing affecting everything else, their electromagnetic field, what they attract, what they repel. For the Scorpio collective this full to new October, November 2021. Now, the new moon obviously is in Scorpio, so you really have an opportunity here to do some serious healing. Now, this is already in the title, the gossip archetype, which is at a maximum on this planet, but gossip's been going on, I don't know, since Cro-Magnon, man, how far back we want to go. The shadow is what needs healing, the lead, the toxic, the fear, however you want to see that. Shadow is usually what you don't want to acknowledge in yourself. or if you have acknowledged it, you don't want anybody else to know about it, hence you keep it in the shadow. The light is what you are shooting for to develop this soul power. The gossip is a member of the creative family of archetypes, and look how much chaos gossip creates. Now, the shadow, of course, is toxic, thriving on the power of passing on private or secret information, and you know that happens on all sorts of different levels, and betraying confidences. This thing that I wear, these hold the symbolic power of the vows that I've made. And the vow of confidentiality is big for me. I've had my own confidences betrayed so many times that I made a blood vow to my gods to never break a confidence to the best of my ability. The light attribute awakens consideration for the feelings of others. Now think about that. Awakening the consideration for the feelings of others, and honoring trust, the trust between you and another person, between you and the company you work for, right? Like a confidentiality agreement. So this can be an incredibly toxic as well as an incredibly healing creative family archetype, because some of the best counselors I've ever worked for, or with, I should say, or readers. I refer people all the time. I'm a spiritual counselor, not a psychological counselor. They can draw the truth out of somebody, right? They're so open and receptive, and they honor that trust, so the boundaries are set nice, clean, and healthy, which always have to evolve anyway. So whether you are listening to somebody or talking to somebody, keep that in mind. Let's see what that looks like. As I said in the shuffle for that one, the 8th chakra hovers over the head and controls the lessons that you go through, the alchemy that you need to do in any given moment. So we're going to look at the next 4 chakras down, the crown, third eye, throat, and heart. Let's see what's going on here for you. Please take a nice deep breath. I've decided to have fun today. Here we go. Yes, I call upon, this feels good, I call upon my goddesses of water, the sign of Scorpio, and the powers of the West. Please, heart, throat, third eye, crown, their internal world, their feminine energy, their psychological world, spiritual power, mental power, willpower, and emotional power. This is where the shadow work usually begins. What's going on inside of the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with the gossip archetype? Okay, good old-fashioned 8 of Pentacles. In this deck, the key words are the learner. Now, usually we see this, person putting their head down, right? Getting the work done, that good old-fashioned 8 of Pentacles. This is a crone teaching a maiden how to weave a blanket, and there's one of hers in the background that she already did to say, I've been doing this. You're building your wisdom. You may be building a mystery. But Scorpios are one of the heavily mystical signs. But perhaps you are rebuilding your sense of trust in this situation. Shadow work is not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So just get that you are learning something about this gossip process, right? This gossip archetype. Now, I will say celebrity gossip is sort of off the table that way. It's like you're a celebrity, expect people to talk shit about you. It just happens. They put you up on a pedestal and then they knock you down. It's just the cycle. And then you have a comeback, except sometimes you don't. So the learner here, it's heart, throat, third eye, crown. So this isn't about the external world. It's about your internal world. Really look at the wisdom that you've gained from people violating your confidences, right? Betraying your confidences. It's happened to me so many times that it really made me very ironclad in that, and blood vows to your gods, right? And I don't think they ever will release me from that vow. I was also a minister, so that sort of came with the territory. Anyway, I am no longer a minister. Never again. High priest, minister, never again. So the gossip with the learner. Good lesson here, but the lesson's inside of you. But let's look at the outside. Lower 3 chakras. Root, sacrum, solar plexus. Yes, the physical world. You from the outside looking in, or you from the inside looking out, sometimes both. But it's the relationships. Your root chakra is tribal, group, family relationships, many. Second chakra is one-on-one, umbilically, relationship to another person. But also money, sex, and power. Second chakra, very Scorpio. And your solar plexus is your relationship to yourself, your personal power, your integrity, your honor code, your boundaries, and your self-esteem. But self-esteem is a verb, not a noun. We'll contemplate that. Let's see. Breathe. Actually feels rather nice. Okay. As I call upon my gods of water, the sign of Scorpio, powers of the West, please. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras here for the Scorpio collective. Okay. I'll take that as part of the reading. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Watching this video, receiving this reading. What's going on that they need to be aware of? It is a what do I need read. Alchemizing the gossip with the learner. So obviously they're learning about the gossip going on in some way, shape, or form. And here we've got the 7 of Cups in the outer world. And I would think this would be you from the outside looking in. Step out and see yourself from a horizontal trajectory. 7 of Cups is certainly about options. It can also be about dreams and fantasies. The things we believe will make us feel a certain way. This will make me happy, this will make me sad. Trying to intuit which cup. But you're going to have to choose one of those cups if you want to manifest it into physical form. So be easy and gentle with yourself, particularly if you are unfamiliar to shadow work. I think people go through shadow work during a waning moon, whether they're aware of it or not. You got to feel it to heal it, my Scorpios, and that's true for everybody. So certainly there may be some emotional options, ways that you can do this. I'm saying be kind to yourself. You've got the 8 of Pentacles inside. You're the learner. You're doing the work. Just not everybody is aware they are doing the work, right? And the planetary consequences of such work, such alchemy. Interesting. Let's get you a healing mantra from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. One of my favorite things. Really not an oracle. Or it's certainly not tarot. It's a healing system, just like the Carolyn Mace archetype cards. Let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say. Breathe. A nice little chat with them this morning. Alright, the Ascended Masters, I'm going to say General Assembly, because though gossip can involve another person, it can also be tribal, family gossip, company gossip, circle of friend gossip. So I could feel these options might be very confusing, particularly because they're learning something here from this. They may not know exactly what's going on, whether to speak up, like what is the healthiest emotional option other than shadow work? What is the perfect healing mantra of my Ascended Masters to help them alchemize this gossip archetype with the learner on the inner and 7 of Cups on the outer? Invoking self-realization. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. I'm going to suggest breath work, rebirthing in particular. I do love the Wim Hof method, but a little hard to process emotion while you're doing it. If you're not familiar with the Wim Hof, so cute. W-I-M-H-O-F. I'm going to do some more Wim Hof breathing later today. Invoking self-realization. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. Because to be aware of your breath is to be in the present moment, certainly a form of awakening. Which is why I take the breath in between, before I pick the cards, before I shuffle. It's like, bring me here and now, right? So self-realization is a spontaneous remembrance of your interconnection to all that is. Self-realization is certainly part of the yogic structure of enlightenment, you know, the Hindu, the Eastern aspect of that, right? Self-realization, eventually getting you to God realization. So a spontaneous remembrance of your interconnection to all that is. You are willing to embrace your individuality as a unique expression of source in physical form. By aligning with the breath, you see that while you appear to be a person, it is the universe that breathes everything into existence. And they just downloaded what this means for you, but let me finish this. This mantra is ideal for reducing stress, managing pain, and relaxing the nervous system. And that's the thing. If you can breathe before you act, right? Before you share your confidence or perhaps break a confidence, to be in the present moment, to de-stress yourself, because people, you don't do that when you're conscious and when you're awake. When you're in alignment, you're like, nope, sorry, I can't tell you that. I would love to, but I can't, because in this present moment, I can feel in my energy system, oh, that does not feel right. Your heart will tell you, and I do feel like that's what this is. You have the options maybe to rat somebody out, but you might very well be breaking a confidence to do so. Invoking self-realization. So I'm going to say breathe, right? And if somebody's coming for you, you better tell me or else, then their nervous system is inflamed as well. They are stressed out and in pain. So you manage yours, right? Take the healthiest emotional option that you can. And by the way, that doesn't mean avoiding your feelings, right? You got to feel it to heal it. Shadow work is about embracing the way that you feel without burning down the village, right? You know, if it's rage. It's so funny. People are like, oh, embrace your happiness, right? And usually, well, no, some days it is hard to embrace your happiness. But to invoke self-realization is a part of the awakening process. So I love that. Each breath confirms how awake I already am in this moment, right? In the now. Interesting. The party turner deck, the Whispers of Love Oracle. The voices of the higher selves of all involved. Obviously, it takes at least two to gossip, like two to tango. Please take a nice deep breath. That's why I now call upon the higher selves of all involved, not just the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, but everyone involved. So I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love for the Scorpio? Alchemizing the gossip. Learner on the inner, doing the work, feels like, but the 7 of Cups, those emotional options in front of them, invoking self-realization. Be willing to express love rather than the toxicity of gossip. When we express love, we begin to receive more love. I'm going to say that's going to be in a more verbal capacity in terms of expression. You usually don't gossip through artwork, interpretive dance. You know, there's a Martha Graham challenge, you know, gossip through interpretive dance. No, be willing to express your love rather than your fear, rather than your pain, rather than your inflammation. And I'm going to say breath work is a good way to bring you back to center, but it's not about pushing those feelings down. It just goes into your biochemistry and into your cell tissue and wreaks havoc. Stress, if you want to take, stress is cortisol, right? Cortisol, stress hormone, does all sorts of crazy, really good if you're out in the jungle being chased by a tiger, but, you know, other than that, you could very easily be emotionally triggered, right, by getting that high off of receiving a private piece of information, right? That idea, you know, this is about express love, even if you have to say to somebody, look, I don't gossip. Because it's happened to me, right? It's like, that's my story. People make up crazy shit, too. It would be different if any of it was true. So, you know, the distortion and the game of telephone. Be willing, third chakra, what you speak with. Spit, swallow, or chew. Do you spit it out? Do you chew on it? Or do you swallow it when it comes to gossip? All right, let's get you the Divine Animals Oracle here by Stacy DeMarco. Please take a nice deep breath. This do take a second, though, because I gotta go to that totemic level of the pantheon. Very pre-verbal as I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Scorpio collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Please, who walks with them, who crawls with them, who flies with them, who swims with them? my beloveds. What is the divine oracle message for the Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading with the gossip archetype in the 8th chakra, 8 of Pentacles, the learner on the inner, 7 of Cups on the outer, invoking self-realization, their breath confirming how awake they are, and that they be willing to express love, because when they express love, they begin to receive more love, which is really true. We mostly feel the love we give more than the love we receive. So what's their divine animal oracle message this full to New Year? It's a gorilla! Oh my god. Oh, they've got a gorilla for sale. A Megillah gorilla for sale. Card number 1. I didn't know the gorilla was card number 1. Won't you buy him, take him home and try him? I wouldn't recommend it. Peace is the key word. Isn't that lovely? Card number 1, gorilla, peace. Kong. Oh dear God. Here we go. Card number 1. I'm just going to read the beginning of the end of the chapter. There are full chapters in this little bookie book. Gorilla, keyword, peace. To seek or negotiate for peace is a position of strength, not weakness. Choose peace rather than war. Strong leaders lead by example. The greatest kind of strength involves restraint. Don't judge a book by its cover. Oh my goodness gracious. Do you totally see how that applies to gossip? You're probably going to have to lead by example and stand up to probably one or more people really into the gossip, so that you can be like, no, like, now that I know that, I want to live honorably. Because what stops people from living honorably is their own sub or unconscious pain, fear, inflammation of the nervous system, and otherwise. Just going to read the magic here, a lovely little paragraph. Everyone has heard of King Kong. So perhaps the idea of gorilla magic exciting peace and sociability may be shocking. Yeah. We know of the huge physical strength of gorillas, yet this power is used with incredible restraint. When you need to exercise the same restraint, or you need to be the peacemaker in a situation, call in gorilla magic to assist. And by the way, whatever happened to Fay Ray? I know that just delighted a whole segment of people watching this video. So look, gorillas, yes, they sit, they're peaceful until they're not, right? You might very much have to lead by example in this situation, expressing love and creating peace in this situation, even if it's just peace for you. The peace of mind of saying, I'm the vault. Nope. I tell ya, make a blood vow to the divine and say, with my DNA I vow. And promises between people, not worth much nowadays. An oath is usually to a tribe or an organization. A vow is to the gods. That's why marriage vows, right? I know your vows are key. Just know what they are. And you can be released from a vow, but only from the divine. Can't release yourself from a vow, like vows of chastity and poverty from past lives. Oh, let those go. Let them go. All right, last card down. The mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empowered blessed be by Lucy Cavendish. I'm determined to enjoy this reading, even though it's a shadow read. The Pantheon of Pantheons. I'll explain that as I draw the card. I am going to really ask you to focus on your breath, not just as I pull the card, but as I read what's in that book, because I'm going to bring through the blessing for realsies. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the Pantheon of Pantheons, all traditions, all lineages, all cultures, even that starseed extraterrestrial stuff, if people are into that. Please, one card in clarity, my beloved Pantheon of all Pantheons. What is the hidden blessing? in this timeline for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading so that they can alchemize, or maybe they find the blessing that's already here by awakening consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust. It's very Scorpio in its light. But that they are learning something in this process inside of themselves. And there are lots of emotional options here. Invoking self-realization, each breath confirming how awake they already are. Being willing to express love with that peace and strength of the gorilla, and most likely teaching by example, leading by example here for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What's the hidden blessing in their shadow work? This full to new October, November. A blessing on your wisdom. Boy, that looks like the Morrigan. Yeah, I don't know. It looks a little bit like the Morrigan, although there is a Morrigan card in this deck. It's the last card. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. By the way, did I show you the umbrella? Sorry, it looks like it's under umbrella. The gorilla, it looks like he's under an umbrella. Card number 36, a blessing on your wisdom, which is park up. This is our gig. This is our gig. What is the point of being a witch if you're not learning wisdom, which, like I said, this feels like interior wisdom. Maybe you're alchemizing when you've been burnt by gossip, or you burnt somebody with gossip, and you're like, no more of that. I've got the lead. Let me alchemize this into golden wisdom. Need the magnifying glass for this. Oh, this is a long one. All right, Scorps. If it's this long, I'm going to really go slow so I get it right. Please take a nice deep breath. Pantheons of all pantheons, please send this blessing through me. Card number 36. A blessing on your wisdom. A blessing to grow and develop wise ways within our lives, for us to respond from a place of experience and consideration, married with instinct and intuition. That's already on the table. Wisdom is a word used so often, yet when we begin to examine it, we wonder if we ever truly knew what it meant at all. For wisdom is the way of the wise, and who is wise? Those who know, what do they know? They know how the world is and how it works, yet they are not jaded or lacking in openness to change. Wise ways are those that come from a wealth of experience and contemplation, of gathering information on the road of life, of having spoken to many humans and drunk from many wells. It is a knowledge of your own nature and of the natural world itself. Wisdom sees clearly and understands the potential consequence of actions. That's not the blessing. They just defined a way of looking at wisdom. Here's the blessing. We ask now for a blessing on your wisdom, that you may grow in your wise ways, and that no experience in this life shall be wasted, including betraying confidences that you learned from that. That from every encounter and every interaction with human and animal, tree and stone, you begin to observe keenly how the world works and the natural way of things. You begin to understand deeply, through experience, the fall of leaves and the quiet cold of winter, the shuddering rebirth of spring, and the fullness of light and warmth that is summer. Every season, every season is your teacher. You come to know you can be of assistance, but you cannot force. You come to acknowledge your influence, but your lack of control. You come to acknowledge your influence, but there's a lack of control. Yet you strive always to be a positive influence, an example of kindness within the world, and you must use your anger and your dissatisfaction to motivate you to create a better world within your own life. And through that, you influence all that is around and about you. To be wise is to grow and to change and to be still hopeful, kind, and good. It is no longer gullible or foolish or naive. It is to know how to act and to behave in ways that others can draw strength from. So, friend, a blessing on your wisdom, that the wise ways, the wise blood shall rise and sing their song of experience to you once again. Blessed be. So your hidden blessing is one of wisdom. I really get the feeling everybody's been gossiped about once you get to a certain age. I mean, we went back to like school days, right? High school and all of that. And everybody's participated in it because it's an immature thing to do at a certain point. And again, celebrity entertainment gossip is a little bit different. Corporate gossip, however, can tank companies if you're not aware of that, right? Just a lie. Well, what is it Terry Pratchett wrote in one of his books? A rumor or a lie can run around the world before the truth even has its boots on, right? So, if you've been burnt and who hasn't been, or if you've burned because who hasn't burned, someone with gossip, remember it's a creative archetype, but it has that destructive part of it. So you've learned from this through experience. To me, that's what wisdom is. Knowledge is not wisdom. Knowledge plus experience equals wisdom. So, and I feel that very, very strongly here with this Eight of Pentacles for you. So let me give you the final blessing. I got that some other time. Just please take a nice deep breath. Remember, confirming how awake you already are. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, please may the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, be blessed with all that they need. This full new to new moon in this shadow work. All right, so that they can awaken their consideration for the feelings of others, considering trust, invoking self-realization, each breath confirming how awake they already are, so they can make the emotionally wise, healthy, balanced, intelligent decisions and choices of all the options that they have, like to not pass it along, but that they can choose to be willing to express love, because when they express love, they receive more love, because they're coming into alignment with the truth of who they are. And the truth, the soul does not gossip, because the soul's one with everything anyway, because there is a hidden blessing here on their wisdom that they may not even realize they have until this shadow work goes down, or perhaps somebody gossips to them or wants to know something that is in confidentiality for them, and they already have this wisdom inside of them. They're still learning. Not the Ten of Pentacles inside, it's the Eight of Pentacles, but it's certainly a wisdom. What is that word you're giving me? Like when a wine matures, right? The fermentation process, that process of the aging, it distills, gets stronger and stronger and stronger over time, allowing them to really take this guerrilla magic and be very, very peaceful, to have the strength, right? To sit there knowing, feeling, having that strength, that wisdom, but with integrity, to not violate the confidences that they made. And so may the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign be blessed and be healed and guided every step of the way of this shadow work. So as they heal, grow, evolve, and embody that peace and wisdom, so will we all through unity consciousness. So motivated. So it is. Because my goodness, what would happen if gossip suddenly disappeared from the planet? I think we would heal pretty damn quickly. So, did you like the video? Do you want more? Subscribe, like the video, subscribe, comment below. Just don't comment on what you're gossiping, obviously. That would sort of defeat the purpose. And if you want a private read, you know how to do that. Link in the description box. And if you want to read my book, that's down there too. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this full moon to new moon. Mercury going direct today when I am doing this. I can feel it in the air. So good luck with all of this, and if you need help, remember to reach out, because my vows of confidentiality are signed in blood. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.